we got to talk about the solar flare. I mean, we got 10 minutes before Super Chats, and we haven't even got into the fact that the world's going to end tonight. And we're here laughing like morons.
There are already significantly impressive pictures of auroras hitting up Twitter. They're all over the place. I've been.
You mean so there's already significant?
We can see them outside right now. They say
really?
They might be so strong that you can see them through the clouds.
Space lasers.
Really through the clouds? Whoa.
So what are these, Shane? Tell me.
Well, HARP is attacking me directly, I think.
Narcissistic. It's about you.
Yeah, that's posted every day.
Yeah,
nonstop.
That guy makes great pizzas. Cannibal is the word of the year. Has anyone noticed this? Like, it's funny to me that the solar problem is now the cannibal thing. We had the cannibal the barbecue in Haiti.
Oh, that's right.
We had
he's still hanging out.
That one actor like a year or two ago who was a cannibal supposedly. When I was in Vegas, a man ate someone's face at the 7-Eleven down the road.
On bath salts.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think he was just hungry. I don't know. It was bath salts.
Well, grocery prices are crazy.
And now the son's a cannibal.
Let me tell you, I know. My Costco bill went from $800 a month to about $1,200.
But that's because you have like a baseball team.
Yeah, but can you imagine the inflation on a family like mine right now? It's killing us.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. It's crazy because it could do some damage, but it might just be another eclipse, where everyone freaks out about.
We're just a
happens.
couple of months out from an election. Okay, they need some kind of wild thing to point to, right? Look, we're laughing at the COVID regime now, right? We're all laughing at them. We're like, we're definitely not falling for this again. So the next best thing is turn off all the internet.
Well, they've been talking about the internet apocalypse for a year, and they've been connecting it to solar flares, which I don't think, from what I've heard from other people who hit me up about this, that's not really the case with solar flares. Like, it might actually take out ham radios first. Yeah. But that's according to people who say they know stuff.
Take your antennas off. Take your antennas off your radios.
They know stuff. Amazing description.
Hey. So if you've got like ham radios and stuff, disconnect your antennas so that way they're not.
Here's the crazy thing,
antennas and wires and cables and stuff are what actually conduct the electricity and stuff. So
ham radio runs on the same technology as 5G.
Interesting.
It's like this. It was like the original. Yeah, and don't make me get
original
technical
5G.
Are you sure though?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm pretty sure 5G.
Let's look it up.
They're all radio waves.
It's a super high frequency. Well, ham is a low frequency. I thought ham was low and 5G is high.
Ham is
5G is a short
VHF and is UHF and VHF, which are very and ultra high frequencies.
Yeah, 5G frequencies are super compact to contain a lot of data.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that they have a very similar technology.
Welcome to Science Fridays on IRL.
Mystery Science Theater.
They're all actually the same technology except for the
it's all the same,
all radio
especially
waves.
when you don't understand it.
It's just rebranded.
It's all magic.
Magnetic waves,
And then Harry Potter just shoots
science.
one into the air. And that's where we got the
talking
science.
I know.
All right.
So ham radio is 1.6 megahertz to 1,240 megahertz. 5G is 450 megahertz to 6 gigahertz.
Right. That's very high.
Which
goes higher.
We can go back to HARP frying the ionosphere.
But there's an overlap.
Yeah.
With its hertz, with its frequencies, and I just think HARP is a problem. I think when you play God with machines.
What is it? What is HARP?
It's the
It's
high
bouncing
frequency
radio waves off the ionosphere, or
ionosphere, yeah. Which does I think, and I've talked to people who believe this as well, who know things, Hannah Claire, about.
I just think that's a hilarious
about
description.
Cryptochromes in birds' eyes, migratory birds' eyes. They've been affected by problems with the ionosphere. I think personally that HARP is messing with that. Like, look at messing with the clouds in Dubai. What happened? I think when you play God, it doesn't go
wild.
It doesn't go
wild,
well.
Yeah.
So this is like, there's a bunch of news stories saying it's debunked, but Dubai did a cloud seeding operation, which they do normally. It's what is it, potassium chloride or something?
Yeah.
They drop in the sky, which basically adds weight to the water molecules, and then they fall.
Yeah.
And then they had mass flooding.
Yeah.
And I think it was Bloomberg that reported cloud seeding causes mass or contributes to the mass flooding, causing a disaster. And then a day later, all these corporate press outlets are like, no, debunked, didn't happen.
Shills for big cloud. If you know anything about big cloud, there's shills.
Go.
But I won't get started on that. But I'm just saying, when you mess around with stuff like this, and it's just interesting to me that they called it HARP, which angels in the Bible don't play the harp.
Right.
But people do associate angels with harps, probably because Greek mythology and a lot of those types of angelic figures were playing harps. They shouldn't be messing around with the ionosphere.
I don't know if that's crazier or the particle.
Dude, don't get me started on CERN. If you want to hear more about this, Inverted World Live will be this Sunday.
Yeah,
these are the things that concern me.
I'll come on your show.
These are the things that concern me.
I would love to come talk about.
Yeah.
that stuff.
Because
CERN,
it's all
for sure.
messing. I think there were actual lawsuits about CERN.
There was a whole conspiracy theory that the world ended in like 2012. We're all living in purgatory right now, and that's why the whole thing is. That's
possible.
That's why the whole thing is different. Like that's why they're having the Mandela effect.
Last time CERN was supposedly blasting particles, Shinzo Abe was assassinated, and that same week the Guidestones were blown up.
That is also wild too. The Guidestones blew up. Did they rebuild those?
Well, I did talk to the guy who collected the debris from the Guidestones, and he was weird. Like, why would you? He was putting them in his museum. He wants to rebuild them, but everyone in that area doesn't want to rebuild them because everyone in that area, most of the locals believe that they're bad because they're eugenicist propaganda.
And nobody really knows who made them, who paid for them.
Yeah, well, it depends who you talk to.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's an official
There's the RC Christian guy, which was a pseudonym supposedly. Which
the argument is at the height of the Cold War, there was a fear that we'd wipe ourselves out in nuclear annihilation. So they created the Guidestones in the event humanity get blown up. However, that doesn't happen. People look back on them and they look at it now as a plan to enact, as opposed. So it's either.
Sorry, that just doesn't sound as cool, Tim. We're gonna have to go with the original conspiracy theory that it was a plan.
No, that's actually the later conspiracy.
I know.
Right.
Originally, it was, hey, we might all die in a nuclear annihilation. Here's how you restart the Earth. And the crazy thing is, it's got like, didn't it have? I say it's gone. Didn't it have like a thing to track the sun's position?
Yeah,
and
it had a
like
hole in it.
math and stuff on it.
Yeah, all the different languages, and then there was a time capsule supposedly, but all the police told me there was no time capsule when they dug it up after
Really?
they bulldozed it.
The languages thing is really important because of the Rosetta Stone, for instance.
Right. Yes.
We're like, basically, we don't know what the Egyptians were saying. There's a picture of a snake 7 times.
Right.
And then we find the Rosetta Stone and we're like, yo, we can translate Greek to Egyptian now.
Supposedly there's a replica in Japan still. I don't know.
Of the Guidestones?
That's what I've been hearing. I haven't seen the images, but it was interesting to me that Shinzo Abe was taken out around the same time. But that's just me. I'm the Charlie Day meme with the guy and all the things connecting. That's my brain. But I don't think we should be messing with any of that
The
stuff.
photos of the storm, it's already crazy. And it's wild because it's red.
Yeah,
I went
wild.
to Alaska in December, and right when we landed in Fairbanks, right when we got out of the airport, we looked up and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. And it was minus 30. So I've got icicles forming all over my face. And the rental car key didn't work because it was frozen. Wow. And so Allison is like, get a picture. And I'm like, I'm going to turn the car on and worry about it. And then as soon as the car turned on, it was gone.
Yeah.
And then we didn't see it again. Yeah.
Messed up.
We had a negative 30-day in Iowa this last year, so
It's fun.
we deal with a pretty cold winter.
Yeah, negative 30. It's great. You get icicles forming on your eyelashes.
Your mustache freezes the second you walk outside. Every single time. It's
Does
crazy.
not sound fun.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're saying this is going to be as big as the Carrington event, which means we might see substations blow up.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about today on the Culture War. There were 2 dudes that have survival states and stuff. And I mean, look, I don't know for sure, but it is something that people are talking about, like normies, quote unquote, are talking about it. So
they've been peppering it into the corporate press for a year now, which I think why a lot of people are talking about it. But then we had Suspicious Observers, Space Weatherman, Ben on Culture War when we talked about the Earth turning upside down. And he's been following this. He according to him, he follows this stuff very closely. He thinks there's a 10% chance of like that kind of thing happening, like really bad stuff.
What if the shadow campaign is this?
Dude,
the reason why they don't care about Joe Biden, the reason why they don't care about Trump, the reason why they don't care about the polls is that what really happens is the grid gets knocked out for a month. And then it's like October 27th. And then there's a massive geostorm hits. Yes. And this is the primer. So it's like this happens. Then, like in September, they say, we're forecasting another major solar storm to hit the Earth. It could be as bad as the Carrington event. We all saw this happen. Everyone get ready. October 27th, boom. Yep. Communications go down. And we're all sitting around going, what's going on? And then the power's out until like November 20th. And then we wake up and they're like, Kamala Harris is president.
What did the evil people learn about the last few years is that we use the internet to subvert their narrative.
Yeah.
And now they want to take that from us.
That's true.
Yep.
We did use, the way that we've been trying to get our language back has been through the internet. 100%.
And people found that language. And there's a lot of people who don't agree with the power class who have a language now that could subvert them, and they don't want us to do that.
And whether you love them or hate them, Elon helped give us some of that back too on Twitter.
Shout out
if
to
communications got knocked out, that's how it used to be. Mm-hmm. It used to be that you'd go to vote, and then like 2 months after the election, or maybe like a month, a pony rider, brought up the paper, and they were like, "Oh, that's who won."
Yeah.
Last month they swore him in, huh?
Dude,
I just been up here farming.
If the power goes out again, Hillary Clinton could go to Harlem and pull out hot sauce from her purse and not get in trouble and ragged about it on internet like she did
That's
last
right.
time. Because she can just go and be whatever that area needs her to be.
But let's be serious. Think about this: if the communications did go down, and like Google, nothing worked, the internet was knocked out, it would jam up the economy real bad, something fierce. It would really shuffle up the economy. But let's be real. When the grid comes back on and they come out and say Kamala Harris is president or Joe Biden, there's going to be no argument. Right now,
No more doubt.
Well, it's because people can go back and be like, how come on this day during the election, CNN ran these numbers, but then these numbers?
Right.
How come these people were seen on video in a viral video of being blocked from viewing the counting process? They get rid of all of the surveillance footage. They get rid of all of the questionable footage of people who can't see in. The windows are being boarded up. And then all they can say is, most secure election we've ever had.
Right.
And you're good. If the grid went down, they could literally just go, all right, everybody, election's off. We're just going to say Biden won. Done. And no one can prove otherwise because all evidence has been destroyed by the solar flare.
What if that backfires on them and actually causes widespread maximum distrust?
It will.
And then people, on a massive scale, reject anything they're told.
It'd be worse than massive distrust.
Then how about this? What if the grid goes down for 4 months?
I think it's dystopian.
What is it, 21 days for a routine or something?
Yeah.
Most people realign themselves to the new economic order when the communication grid goes down. And then when it finally comes back up, no one's asking who the president is. They're asking, what do I got to do today to get my loaf of bread?
Yeah, the president might be useless at that
Yeah.
point. Like DC's just so
You're just making
interdimensional
arguments
to them.
to get on propane. First
Yeah.
of all,
Yeah.
Second of all, start stocking food, start storing food. If you're not prepping by now, you're. I'm
For
sorry.
sure.
Yeah, it's time to start. It's been time to start.
Especially
prepping
if you
for a
got
long
We were
kids.
saying that
time.
we were talking today. If you go to FEMA's website, like a lot of people don't like to think about like doing prepping stuff because they're like, oh, it makes me weird, and that show on
Right.
History Channel and blah blah blah, and they
Right.
feel like they're weirdos or whatever. But if you go to FEMA's website, that is, the Federal Emergency Management Agency or whatever, like they have a list of stuff. And that's what the government recommends. That's not like weirdo outside of, crazy person stuff. It's just the stuff the government recommends. And if you do that, you're ahead of the game.
Right.
You're significantly ahead of the game.
This is a really easy campaign promise for me. If you vote for me, I won't cyber attack you.
You say that now, but what if you really don't
Joshua,
like us once they
as
talk to you?
candidate for president, have you been checked for brainworms?
I have not. No,
Okay.
but my wife is very, very big into the anti-parasite stuff. So she, I'm sure if I had him, I would know by now. She would let me know.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.